Hi lovers, hi, how are you guys doing? Hilma Daniel here. Welcome to my channel. We have something that is disturbing me, and I want us to talk about it. I saw something on this internet that is disturbing me. Okay, first of all, please do subscribe. Subscribe and watch the rest of the videos. This is a channel where we talk about productive things, topics where we can learn a thing or two from. Being it men, being it women, it's for all of us. Children's as well, family as well. I'm not gonna have a stand, guys. I'm pregnant. For those that don't know, I'm carrying a human being. I'm in a gown, and I don't know if I've covered up properly to show you, but I'm not a chubby. I'm a sexy woman. I'm beautiful also, but I have to hold the phone closer, just because. Just because I can't have a stand, that means I must sit, and I just want to lay. You see, I'm laying on a pillow, and I just want to lay to be comfortable because of my situation. But I also want to talk to you guys in a more comfortable, sorry, in a more comfortable way. I'm taking my husband's pillow. Let's hope he won't come ask me for it. Okay. Okay, now I'm comfortable. There's a woman that I saw on this internet. I saw her videos a while back. And those videos were taken down. I don't know whether they were taken down or there were lawsuits involved there. I saw a video this week. I haven't really been watching a lot of videos like that. But that one caught my attention and I watched it. When I watched it, it broke my heart, but there's so many lessons that we need to pick up as women from that story. The story was put down, and there are lawsuits involved in there. And it breaks my heart. This is the story. I'll summarize it for you. One can ask a question, why is this woman telling this story? But when I look at her, she is a woman in desperate of parenting support and financial support from a partner that they made children with, from a husband. I want also to look at it that she's a hurt woman. She's hurt, and when I am looking at everything, it might look like she have healed. Maybe not, or maybe life is just making it difficult for her to heal, to completely let go of the situation. And I want to speak to the girl child. I'm so sorry, I'm not speaking to, can I speak to men also? I think I must speak to men. I think I must speak to men, and I must speak to girl children as well. Dear men, when we are making kids, can we not make kids without thinking? It's not nice. These kids that grow up without the father figures, they have traumas. I've been very privileged to be very, very close to somebody that did not grow up without the father. My husband didn't grow up with the father. He got to know his father once or twice, only when we are getting married. And I want to say that have played a little bit of a part in his life. When I analyze it critically, and it have taught me a lesson. It's not something that I'm discussing here, it's a story, but I've been very privileged to be closer to somebody that didn't have a father figure. And it messes kids up at a later stage. It might look like you are just playing. It might look like you are just enjoying your life, but don't enjoy your life on top of your children's. Let me end that one there. I don't want to overshare a story that is not mine. But let me move on to the women. The reason why I made this is for women. I don't think I have much to tell men. Men know what to do. This story goes like this. This woman used to be a model, and they met in the industry with her husband. The husband is popular. He's a public figure, and they met in public. When they met in public work, those public work of maybe, I don't know, modeling and producing what movies and I think it's in that area. And they got married. They have kids, and those kids are 5. I think 4 are their children's, and 1 is an adopted child who was they adopted the child maybe before they made kids. I don't know. For whatever reason, they adopted a child, only they know. The woman was making more money than the men. And I think she was taking more care of more expenses in the house. When the woman started making babies, she couldn't work. She couldn't model. Because, body changes as women. Our body changes when we give birth to children. It's nature. Ne? It's nature. And you cannot expect somebody to go and model with a body that looks like that. I'm a mother myself, and I know how our bodies changes. It takes time. It takes a lot of work for our body to go back to normal. And if you choose not to breastfeed because you want to go back to normal fast, it means there are other costs involved. That is milk, because babies need to feed, and that is extra costs. So this whole thing, a woman can understand better. A man might not understand, because, sometimes the more I want to judge men, the more I also want to understand the fact that they are not privileged enough to experience what we are experiencing. Just like me, before I got pregnant, if you tell me a pregnant woman can go in a line, a pregnant woman can't, I don't understand to a certain degree. I do have respect, but I don't understand to a certain degree. But now that I am a woman that have been pregnant, I know. I understand to the highest level of degree, because I have experienced it. That's what I said to my husband one day, to say that I think you people don't understand us as much because you are not privileged enough to experience what we are experiencing. I think when we are coming across to tell you guys how to treat us, you feel we are nagging because you are not, you didn't experience these things. I think some things just requires experience, then you understand better. Ne? And I want to be in a shoe that I think I understand the pregnant woman better that I've been pregnant. But before I was pregnant, I understand a pregnant woman, but not to that degree. Not to that degree, but now I understand. Ne? So this woman, and her story. The husband couldn't take care of the bills in the house. They had a house. They had a house, a bond, and I want to believe they're married in community or property. They had a bond that they were all paying together, or the husband was paying, I don't know. And she was taking care of some expenses, I don't know. The husband was the only sole provider. He stopped paying for water. The water was cut off, electricity cut off, and she's holding on to the house. At the end of the day, the house ended up going as well. But they stayed in that house without, it was apparently a 4-bedroom house, but they stayed in that house without electricity and water for 3 years. And the kids went through what they went through. The husband ran off to another woman who happens to be doing financially better, and then together they went to do their finances. They gave birth to their 1 child. I want to believe they're married now, because I'm seeing something coming out here to say him and the wife. So I want to believe they're married now, and then he filed for divorce from this woman. So this woman is now unable to work because modeling careers and giving birth, I don't think these things will, it's quite a career on its own. The husband is gone, the woman is alone. She's telling this story. In short, that is the story. She's saying, we never really used to argue much. I'm not an argumentative person, but he left me and. Yeah? And yeah, a little of stories that are there to say he have maybe said some things that are not true about the wife. Those are normal things that we know in life. People talk things, né? But I think the main important part is that I think looking at her story, she wants support. 5 kids are a lot of kids. To dress them, to feed them, including yourself. Now you are left with how many? You are 6, including yourself. You are 6. You are unemployed. Ne? Bread alone. Guys, hunger to the stomach is very serious. Ne? I think she just needs financial support. And this man is not supporting the children's. Ne? I do not understand why she is not putting support. What do you call it? Support claims, where you just go to where court and then put in, what do you call it? What do you call this thing of go to court and then you just order somebody to support their kids? I don't know whether it's because these jobs don't have pay slips. I don't know. I'm still not understanding why she cannot just do that. And then the man can be sending money for her to support the child, and then yeah. Before I speak to women, yeah, let me speak to women and parents. Yeah? When our children gets married, yeah, I've been very privileged enough to experience hectic levels of my marriage, and I had to call back home, call back home and be like, Ish, I'm challenged. Ne? I'm not perfect, I'm challenged. Ne? I am challenged and I've done everything in my power. I'm challenged. And I'm very happy to receive the support that I received from home to say, you can always come home if you are challenged. You can always come to us with your problems if you are challenged. We will always be here. We will always hear you and we will always support you. Ne? That meant so much for me. Even when I am going on with my life, even when I'm making decisions, even in my marriage, even in my life, I am very, very honored to know that my family have got my back. My siblings, my parents, they've got my back to say that for as long as you feel challenged, you can always come back home. I'm very honored. I'm very privileged maybe to have such a support system. But I want to then bring it here. Seeing how this have made it so easier and lighter for me, because sometimes you are carrying so many problems and you don't know where to go and you don't know what to do, and having home and in most cases she said my father paid for me specific things. My father paid for me. I want to say this to parents and children's, to say that when our children's left home and they can do it on their own, can we welcome them back? It makes it more easier for them. And I'm saying this from experience. I didn't experience to go back home, but there were moments where I was like, I cannot. Financially, I can, but emotionally, I was draining. But it felt better when home can emotionally receive me and go like, you don't need to emotionally drown. You can always come home. We can always give you the support. Ne? It makes things in life better. So with that well said, I want to say that if we are seeing our kids suffering in this manner, can we call them home? Can we tell them you can always come home? Ne? If we can financially support them, let us do that. If we cannot, let us call them home, so that instead of them being without electricity, without water, they can live the city life. And also, city life is not everything. I grew up in the village and I've turned out okay. There are people in the villages that are doing okay. So it's okay for you and the kids to go back home to your parents and not having to suffer without food. And life is cheaper in the village or at the parents' house, and then they can accommodate you. most of us, by the time our kids are grown up, you know, please close. Most of us, when our kids are grown up, bonds will be paid. We will try our level best to build some houses for our children that are not going to be paid off with bonds. So when you come to us, then we don't have bonds problems. Then we are going to be having only water and electricity and food. Ne? So that the little that you can make, you can feed your children, and you can also work your way up. So it's okay, guys, to go back home and rebuild again. Ne? I'm talking about surviving. Ne? Another thing that I want to talk about is I know not everyone will be privileged enough to have their parents that are loving and understanding, and I also don't want to take it that we do have people that really just don't have people that are parents. We have people that have given birth to kids and they're not parents. They're not parents. They cannot parent children. I don't know why, but I think it's life. We're designed differently, but there are people that are just not parents at all. Ne? They are not parents. They just gave birth, and that's all. Ne? We do have those ones. And if you're from that family, I'm so sorry. But I'm talking about people that are from family that are supportive and loving. Please go back home. And us as parents, let us welcome our kids back home. I want to be in a position to be a parent that goes like, oh, so you're suffering, my child. Come back home. Come back home. It's okay to come back home. Or you are suffering and coming back home with kids is difficult. Let me see how I can help you where you are. You are not going to beg a man for nothing. Let us be parents, Tuitumba. You can't send your child and your child is there suffering. No. Be a parent. Be a parent that can go like, not with my child. So, you are mistreating my child. You are not going to beg for bread. You are not going to beg for food. No, don't do that. Don't. And as a parent, let us put ourselves in a situation or in situations where we are like, not with my child. Even if it means not with my child. You are not going to beg for bread. You are not going to beg for clothing. You're not going to beg for water and electricity. Those are basic needs. You know? I spoke to parents and kids. I think we must step up a little bit. Let us not send our children to marriages and watch them suffer. That is for parents. For women, you know, for women, I've made a video on the danger of being a housewife. I've made a video on being selfish with your womb. Be selfish with your womb. Even if you are in a marriage, do not give birth to the number of children that you alone cannot afford. The danger of being a housewife. I see a few women praising this position. It's a nonsense position to be in. These are now lessons to other women, not to her. She's already on the ground. We cannot kick her when she's on the ground. So please let us learn from other people's stories. Don't think it cannot happen to you. Don't think, you know, how I think growing up, I've seen men that are working with housewives. And I made the promise to myself, I will never put myself in a position where I'm a housewife. Those women have endured so much pain and abuse. Emotional. I've seen. And I said to myself, never again. I looked at it and I said, never will I put myself in that position. I've seen women who have sat in the houses and husbands have brought them STDs, HIVs. Yeah? It's like you don't cheat. You are just sitting home. And I said to myself, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If you play with me once and I catch you, it's game over. From there, protection. I'm not even gambling. I'm not gambling. I'm not going to put myself in a position where you are going to infect me. I've seen there's no honor in suffering. I've seen women that have been financially stronger than men, and they are supporting men like they are babies. And these men still do them like that. And I made a decision to myself. Me, if in the position when my husband doesn't have money, no, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to babysit you. You have to work. You are a man. You have to work. I will be straight on like a princess that I am, doing what needs to be done. But I'm not going to back you up. Ne? I've seen I'm talking about issues that I think we need to talk about. I've seen men beating women up, and I said, not with me. You beat me once, serious warning. Second, I'll have you arrested. Real quick, real fast. I'll have you arrested. I will have you arrested in jail. I'm not playing. We love is relationships. This we're supposed to love each other. We are not at war. You know, the lessons that I'm trying to give here is that one thing that I picked up in a marriage, I've been very privileged enough to have gone through emotional challenges in a marriage. Ne? I've gone through emotional challenges in a marriage to the point where I've almost lost myself. Ne? And when I've been privileged enough, to be strong enough not to fall. I went a little bit on the ground to be observant and to know that actually you are falling. You are falling. You're almost on the ground. And I told myself that I need to pick myself up real quick. It wasn't easy, but I picked myself up real quick, real fast. And in me picking myself up, I saw how my husband treated me when I was falling, and I know how he's treating me when I'm back up. Ne? And I am going to say this. Even today morning I was talking to him. I was having a chat with him. I do have open chats with him as much as I can. Ne? And you know, he's complaining about something, and I look at him and I started laughing, and I say to him, you remember when I used to love you so much? I used to love my husband so much, and I used to feel loved as well. And then he says, you know, I used to even enjoy laying on you so much. And you started complaining that, no, you're always laying on me. People don't sleep like that. The bed is too big, but you're always on my side. You're always sleeping on my side. My side is small, your side is big, but you're always sleeping on my side. I'm like, and I stopped because you're complaining. You remember when I used to love you, and you just started treating me bad from nowhere. And I was nagging, you know, I was a nagging woman. I was there. Ne? I want to tell you that I was there. When I'm talking from a whole lot of experience. I used to nag, I used to insult, I used to make too much noise. And he's like, I used to remind you that you're not loving me correctly. I used to beg for you to love me correctly. And he's like, And I'm telling him, and I stopped. Now I'm saying to him, now that I am not nagging, I'm not complaining, I am not loving you. And I'm not loving. I told him I don't love you anymore like I used to love you. Then he says, you are complaining. And then I say to him, what do you want? What do you men like? And he started laughing. No, I say to him, then what do men really want? What do men really want? You men are leading us to nowhere. You are supposed to be leaders, but you're leading us to nowhere. Tell me as a man, what do you want? He started laughing. Because I'm now saying to him, when I love you, you don't like it. When I'm nagging and showing you that I love you, you don't like it. Now when I'm quiet, you also don't like it. What do you want? What do you like as a man? He started laughing. So what I'm trying to say is that in my experience, of life, there's no honor in nagging. Ne? There's no honor in nagging as a woman. There's no honor in making noise to a man. A man knows what he wants. So even if you make noise for him and tell him, support the kids, love me correctly, please treat me like that, you can make noise all you want. But a man that does not want to act accordingly, he won't. And one thing that I've realized is that the more you nag, the more you make noise, the more you say wrong words. I've said so many wrong words to my husband during those nagging moments. Ne? The more you say wrong words, the more you are pushing these people away. It's like the more you are pushing them far away from you, the more you are pushing them in a corner where they don't love you. Ne? When I stopped nagging, when I stopped making noise, when I stopped loving my husband, when I stopped showing him that I care like that, that's when I'm seeing him coming back to normal. That's when I'm seeing him, I'm not pulling him, slowly himself coming back to normal. They're just things that I don't do anymore. And I told myself that my only job is to respect you. I'm not perfect, I'm working on it, but the only job is to respect you as my husband. I'm not gonna be, I'm not your mother. I'm not gonna be asking you, where are you? I'm not gonna be saying what? I'm not gonna be saying what? No. But I'll protect myself. You cheat, condoms. That's it. With the rest of the things we live correctly. We respect each other for as much as I'm being respected back. You are treating me like I'm not a wife. I'm not your wife. I'm going to treat you like you're not my husband. But I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to beg for anything. I'm not going to be afraid of losing you. I'm not going to nag for anything. I'm not going to insult you. I'm not going to beg you for you to love me. No. If you don't want to love me, I'll love myself. Ne? I'll love myself. So what I'm trying to say to a girl child is that don't put yourself in a position where you are begging for anything. Don't beg for anything. Don't beg for anything. Don't beg for love. Don't beg for the more you beg, the more you nag, the more you push these people away. Ne? I'm still yet to understand why men do things that they do. As a woman, it's in our nature. You cannot leave your kids out. You cannot leave your kids behind. And I've realized that men will hurt you with other women. Don't in whatever. I've learned this, and we are learning this the hard way. In whatever situation you find yourself, don't beg another woman for your man to come back home, or don't explain your situation at home to another woman. She knows more than anything. She knows everything, and she knows even other things that are bad about you, because she's well informed by the person who knows you better. And let things go. Ne? What I'm trying to say is that can we look at different situations that people are going through, and can we learn? Let us learn as women. Ne? Men, I don't know what advice I must give to men, but I want to teach a girl child that don't put yourself in that situation. If you are modeling, you are a modeler, and you choose to become a housewife, secure the future first. If it means find other, don't get comfortable. If it means find other extreme source of income, and find a way, do that. But don't solely rely on one stream of income, because don't enter marriage knowing that I've seen this situation so many times where men leaves houses and they come back later when they see that it's not easy the other side. I've seen it growing up. And looking at it, I said I will never, ever, ever be in a situation where I'm relying on a man for specific things. I want to be able to survive alone. If I can survive alone financially, I'm fine. Ne? But not all of us can survive alone. But even if you cannot afford a bond, just go for rent, or go back to the village, go back home, guys. Let us go back home to our parents. Let us go back home. If life is difficult, it's okay to go back home and say, Mommy, Daddy, I failed. I failed. And as parents, let us understand our kids' circumstances and let us help them where we can. We will never stop being parents to our kids until we die. That's what I say. I will never stop being my parents' child until my parents are normal. If I am challenged, I'll go back home. If I am sick, I'll go back home. I want my parents' love, always. That's why in a marriage, I don't do this thing of between you and choosing between my husband and my... No, everybody have their own space in my life. I also don't put my husband in any position to choose between his parents, his siblings, his anything. I don't do that. I don't put him in that position. And I will never put my husband in that position where I am going through something or family dramas or family issues and I'm like, choose between me and your siblings. I'm not going to do that. Choose between me and your mother. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ask you to choose between people because I know one day if I wake up and I don't want you anymore, you are going to fall back to your family. I'm going to fall back to my family. And I'm not going to put anyone in a position to put me through those situations. So family is very important so that in situations like this, you can fall back home. Ne? This situation is very critical. Let's hope I've taught a girl child something. Ne? Don't be too confident in thinking your man loves you too much and he cannot do you like that. Wait until you become pregnant. Wait until you give birth to children. A lot of women with children can tell a different story. There are those ones that have been privileged enough to be loved correctly. And there are those ones that have not been privileged enough to not be loved correctly. My marital issue started when I became pregnant with my son. That's when I started experiencing ups and downs. But apart from that, we were cool. So until you become a mother, until you become a pregnant woman with that man, don't put your hopes too high. Just stay here. Ne? And we are telling you this because we've been there. You might think you are correctly loved up until, even with kids, men will do you like that. So please, let us not be naive. This is not a fantasy world. This is not a movie. This is a real life. And if you are seeing others going through things, learn or perish. Ne? Learn or perish. Some of us have only been privileged enough. I've been even in a situation where my husband could get paid when he had a job, and there was a month that he didn't even give me money, and I'm used to him giving me money. The only thing that saved me is because I could hold. I'm financially stable, that I could hold my finances. I couldn't fall even without his support. I don't have financial issues. But if I could rely on him financially, I don't know what would have happened. What would have happened to me during that time or now. Ne? So guys, and we won't all be privileged to be financially stable on our own. Guys, let us not throw our lives away. We will suffer with our children's. Ne? Men makes a lot of mistakes. They are human. They make a lot of mistakes, and I don't understand. I'm yet to understand what's going on in the world, in the air, in the universe. But these men are making a whole lot of errors. We can correct them, but it looks like they are not listening. It's up to us to look after ourselves. I am looking at that woman as a mother that is really going through a lot, and she's beautiful. Shame, she's very beautiful, and the man on top of that, the man decided to have her arrested apparently for telling her story. I listened to that woman's story, and that woman's story she didn't even say anything bad about her husband. She's just telling her story. She didn't even talk bad about another woman. She's just telling her story as it is. It's now the husband have her exactly where he wants her to be, suffering, nagging, complaining. And I've realized that very, very stupid position to be in. And I'm saying this because I've been there. I've been there for a period of 2 years, if not 3. I've been there, and I've looked at how my husband hated me. He probably can't agree to this, but his actions showed me that. His eyes showed me that I didn't see love in him. And I said, this position, not a nice position. How can a person move from loving me to not loving me? Not a good position. I took myself out of there, and I'm seeing a different person. So don't go there. Don't go there. You don't show a man how you love him so much like that. And you don't fall. If you allow yourself to go on the ground, that is where you are going to be abused. Imagine now she's already having 5 kids with no support, and the man is still threatening her with lawsuits. You are still arresting her. She's apparently out on bail. Guys, just because she told her story. What type of abuse is this? And this is the person you once loved, guys. And this is the person that you want to surround. Imagine if you die and your kids are surrounded by this person as a father. And this is, and also kids are also now starting to tell their stories. And this is when I made a video just last week to say, irregardless of what we are fighting as parents, kids are not supposed to be involved. Kids are not supposed to fight parental fights. These kids need to understand that if their mother hits the ground right now, that is their father. Irregardless of how much full of nonsense he is, that is their father. And they need him. So the mother must not, no matter what you're going through, do not fight issues, including your children's. If you want to wake up and go tell your story, go tell it alone. Leave the kids at home and tell them that I am not going to take you anywhere where you are going to tell a story where I am around about your father. If you want to do it on your own, but I mustn't influence you in a way. So kids must not fight parental issues. Kids will say wrong things. They are still kids. They don't understand. They're not matured. They will say wrong things about their father. Then that will just offend their father more. If you hit the ground now and die, you have left a mess. You have left a mess as a mother. So let us be a little bit wise. And I feel sorry for her, but I think in her telling her story, maybe she could get small work. You know, sometimes it's okay to lower your standards also as women. It's okay to start from the ground. Go to the shops, apply for jobs. Even if it's just as a teller, even if it's just as cleaner, just do what you need to do to put bread on the table so that your kids don't suffer. I've seen my mother, who is a teacher. My mother is a teacher, but in our house, she's on the retirement now, pension. When we were growing up, my mother used to go to the river to fetch fish so that she sell. So that when we go to school or when we go to universities, we are living a better life. I've seen my parents, because the way we passed, more especially to go to university, we passed like this. So we were all at university. It was too much cost. And I've seen my parents doing so many things, selling what. Even us on holidays, we used to sell just to make extra money so that when we go back to school, we know our struggles. So I didn't understand as a child. I used to look at my mother and be like, why are you selling fish? You are a teacher. But now that I'm big enough, I understand. I'm like, she's a mother. She's simply a mother. And I fully understand. And I would do anything to make sure that there's bread for my kids to eat on the table. So as parents, please let us not get comfortable. You know, when you fall in love, you get carried away and all you think about is just love. Those butterflies, when they are gone and real life is hitting you, the question is, and at the end of the day, the answer will be, who are you when you hit the ground? You need to get up. You can walk around crying. And now I feel pity for her, because now it's like, don't make yourself a laughing stock because of a man. I've been in a situation where my husband is out in the evening and I'm calling him. I'm calling him, guys. I can laugh about these things, guys, because I'm no longer there. And I'm calling him, please come back home, it's late. And I could see his friends laughing at the background. And I'm like, never again will I put myself in a situation where other people are making me a laughing stock. You know, sometimes you think you are telling your story, but sometimes you're just making a fool out of yourself. But I do understand her. Sometimes go back home, guys. Go back home to your parents. And as parents, welcome the kids, please. Welcome the kids. Don't fight battles with kids as mothers. Don't show a man. Don't show another woman you are suffering. Oh my goodness, because of a man that she's keeping. Let her keep that man. She will face her own karma when the time is right. And sometimes you might sit and wait for her to face the karma, and she will never even face the karma. Life is interesting. She will live happily ever after with a man that she stole from a whole marriage when she was a side chick. And she will live happily ever after. Guys, life is not a straight line. Life is full of challenges. The question is, who are you when challenges hits you? When challenges hits you, who are you? Get up from there. Don't beg a man for money. Who is he? Take it to the public schools. Take it to the villages. Encourage kids to study. Let your kids do what they can do. God, pray to God to bless you. God is a God of all of us. He hears us all. You will be very shocked that out of those kids that the father neglected, you have doctors, you have nurses, you have what, you have what. And then you might just be an old lady who is living happily ever after with her children that are providing for her, and you are not suffering anymore. Ne? And you're not suffering anymore. And I saw something where she said that when she was trying to move on one time, the husband kept calling her. You know, these men are jealous. They don't want us to move on. So when you move on, be very transparent. Be very transparent with life and be like, this is it. We are not talking, then I'm moving on. And don't entertain them. Don't let them ruin your other relationships also. Don't put your other partners in a situation where they're not sure whether you are still with there or you are there. Make things clear, man. It's just a matter of communication. I'll put you on a loudspeaker. I will talk to you. I will tell you plain, simple. I'm not even going to have private conversations with you. I'll put on a loudspeaker. I don't care what you have to talk about. I'm going to be very honest with my partner, just like I was very honest with you. If I have to move on, that's if I even have to move on, because some of these men, you bring them in your kids' life, and then they will just mess you up again. You'll just be moving from one idiot to another. Sometimes heal, man. Sometimes heal, guys. We need to heal because these men, they'll be the end of us one day if we are not thinking. Eh? I'll see you guys in my next video. I even made it very long. I don't think I know how to make short videos, guys. I think by now you might just get used to me making you guys long videos, because what do you mean? I'll see you guys in my next video. That's it from me, Hilma Daniel. Let's hope as a woman you have learned a thing or two. I've tried my level best to insert myself as much in this video because I want you to truly learn. Ne? Learn from real life situations. People, you know, you learn better when somebody says, I've been there and I'm no longer there. you get the strength to get out, rather than you just being in your corner alone and you think you are alone going through that. Most of us have been there. Most of us have been there. I was talking to this other lady one day. I'm not going to tell her story, né? But I was talking to, she's an elderly lady, and I say to her, don't fall. I say to her, don't hit the ground. She's maybe in her 50s there. I told her, don't hit the ground. If you hit the ground, you are going to be the laughing stock. Don't do that. If it means heal and get out of there, get out of there. But your kids needs you. You don't hit the ground. Don't hit the ground. Hitting the ground is not an option. It's not an option, guys. And she is also privileged enough to be financially independent. And I told her, you are financially independent. You are lucky. You are not infected with no disease. You are lucky. Get out of there. Get out of the ground. You can't hit the ground. Those kids are watching. And if you hit the ground, they'll also hit the ground, because who will support them? We are going through a lot, guys. That's not a new thing. It have been there. I've seen it growing up. I've seen it growing up. We must learn. Let us not get involved. Let us not go in marriages like we are blind. Marriage can make you or break you. Don't hit the ground because of a marriage. Don't lose yourself because of a marriage. Don't lose your faith because of a marriage. Do not lose your health because of a marriage. I'll keep preaching these statements until we hear them, because I've been there. I've been at the place where I am. I thought, as brilliant as I am, I thought I was a psycho. There was even a day that I found myself running after my husband's car. And I'm like, it's late, come back home. And he's driving away. And I am running after that car in the streets in the evening around 10 o'clock. So please don't put yourself in those situations. Mai, what is it? Oh, thank you very much. Okay, I've been there. Huh? Oh, very nice chips. You see, my husband is now even baking for me chips. Do you think he could bake for me chips back in the days when I was obsessed with him? Just running after cars like I'm a mad woman. Don't do those things. Now I'm enjoying my life. Don't love this man. Just respect them. Let me even speak so that he does not hear. Don't love them. They'll abuse you. All right, we don't love them. They're making us chips. We are enjoying our life. Don't love them. I'll see you guys in my next video. That's it from me here on my journey. Bye-bye.